Alright, folks, we're back and getting into game number 3, and this may very well be the last game. I'm going to tell you guys a little secret about Canada. We actually have a giant floating beaver in the sky. I know a lot of you think Cthulhu's like a fake thing, and there's no real tentacle monster, but we actually have a giant beaver that watches over all of us. And he's basically threatening to report it to the secret police, so let's hope Scarlet doesn't get in trouble. I really respect her, but I hate to see her be damned for eternity. In the top left side of the map, we've got the blue Protoss on his last life. Down 2 games, it is Hu Shang.
In the bottom right, as the pink Zerg, she is Scarlet.
It's a dick move, Scarlet. That's all I can really say. Like, not cool. This is a 4-player spawn map, and you would anticipate nobody doing this. It's hard to scout, it's also cost ineffective, the rush distance is long, and hell, cross-spawn should favor Scarlet in a straight-up macro game. But once again, if you reveal weakness to somebody like Scarlet, she's going to absolutely pounce on it. She's going to keep just whittling away at that Achilles heel, and Hu Shang, unfortunately, I think is going to have some struggles.
He feels the struggles.
The probe sees this coming.
Once again gets a good scout. You know, this is pretty lucky to get on a 4-player spawn, but he got a scout last game too, and had the defense set up, but just did not account for the Overlord drop. And that's where things are certainly different. The Overlord drop isn't going to be in position for a very long time. So he really only needs to worry about the front here.
The Zealots, this looks so similar to that last game. Scarlet's Overlord's not going to be here in time to go for that drop, do the spawn locations, and exploring around. So she might not have an immediate follow-up, but still proven already more than once that getting around this wall is not too tall of a task for her. That's
unfortunately,
Cybercore.
with the way
Are you for real?
Yeah, the way that he built the wall, he allowed for just the tiniest bit of extra surface area, so that's actually going to go down.
She's going to have speed. There we go. She doesn't even have to take the fight. She goes for this round. She knows she'll win it. But that is going to be game.
Because even if she doesn't kill him, she's going to kill the cybernetics core, and that's going to delay a warp gate.
I don't think the Adept's going to come out. I don't think the Adept's going to make it out.
Oh,
that's seriously 27 out of 27.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Congratulations. Scarlet will take the series 3-0 in quite the upset and amaze everybody. Because against all odds, she was able to qualify through for the WESG Canadian slot. I love this comment in chat. That is so pickle, by the way. The more I watch BaseTradeTV, the more cats I own.
Just it's osmosis? Is that the right word?
No, that's not osmosis, but it is certainly worrying that you would accumulate cats like you would partoofs. Like, oh, I spent 10 minutes on the stream. What's this little tabby doing here? Hey there, little fella. Just...
Oh man, that would actually be great.
That would not be great.
So many cats. So many kittens.
Alright, well, congratulations to Scarlet. High five to the admin for the really lame joke. I love it, actually. Right. We will now fall down to the losers bracket and try and cover the games down there. So, there is a second spot available, and as said, guys, I think a lot of us kind of assumed Scarlet was going to be the one to get through the top side of the bracket. Yay! Not too crazy. But the follow-up of this, Hu Shang, NoRegreT, Bistork, they all seem to be the players that are going to be the best contender to take that second place spot. In fact, the only players to take that second place spot, as once again, it is a very small qualifier. But that being said, I am curious which of these guys will do it. NoRegret's clearly not in top form right now. Hu Shang has some very glaringly obvious weaknesses if NoRegreT does play against them. Bistork played really well versus Scarlet, though, and this might just come down to a PvP finals, in all honesty.
I think it will. Yeah.
In the meanwhile, just to discuss we mentioned our schedule earlier. If you guys haven't checked it out, you know, BaseTrade.tv, go to the calendar, look at it, all that good stuff. We actually have a day off tomorrow, which caught me a bit off guard. I'm like, oh, we just so used to being online all day, every day. So I'm a little uncertain what I want to do with my day. On one hand, I am really pissed off at this mutation, and I would like to beat it. On the other, I have a lot of World of Warcraft stuff I have to do and catch up on.
You do you, man.
You do you. That is the greatest advice another human being has ever given to another human being.
Yeah, it's my go-to advice whenever someone's like, yeah, I'm thinking of X or Y, and I'm just like, you just follow your heart, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Just keep changing the way you're saying it. Yeah, that doesn't look like you're giving the same advice out over and over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a thing. It's like a birthday card. You just keep crossing out the previous person's name so you can reuse it over and over. It's effective. It saves you money.
Yeah, seriously.
That is a terrible, terrible. By the way, I got that game in the mail today.
Oh God. Okay.
Finding your face. Oh, I must have. Oh, it's over here. Hang on. Don't look, guys. No pants. I'm wearing my covers. Okay, it's just straight up called Pie Face. Oh, so trip over my covers, trying to hide my boxers. Oh, I stubbed my toe. I got this game because I want to try and get ZombieGrub to play it with me while we're in TwitchCon, and obviously I want to grab a couple other friends. So I know like Livy B and some other people are going to be there that I think would totally be game to play. But to show you guys what this is, it's called Pie Face, and as displayed on the back by a kid who looks like he is having the worst moment of his life. Like, look at that kid. He will never. There's nothing in his life. His parents' divorce won't be as bad as this moment for him. Okay, like this game, you basically just put a bunch of whipped cream on his hand, and it's kind of like a Russian roulette that you crank, you turn the thing, and eventually the hand will slap up in your face. There's a spinning wheel that looks really inappropriate, and then that's supposed to be whipped cream on it. It looks like somebody jerked off onto the spinner. That looks so terrible, actually. And it picks, like, okay, you have to twist it, like, 1 time, 4 times, 5 times. And I've seen enough people do this. I think I even saw this on Ellen one time. I'm not sure if it was the same game or not, but this thing looks hilarious. And if ZombieGrub won't play with me, I'm going to be very upset. But secondly, I will find people to play this with and record a video of. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the best part, too, is we got to do shots. Go with it. Turn it into a drinking game. There you go. That's how you can muster the courage to take pie to the face.
Could it be one of the games in King's Cup?
You draw a 10 and everybody has to play the game until somebody gets hit. That could actually be a lot of fun. You like enhance it a bit.
Yeah. I didn't get to play King's Cup over the weekend because I forgot. So, but you know what I did do?
Go on.
First of all, any day now, please. Thank you for the 24-month resub. I drank Absinthe.
Absinthe is quite the experience. How did that go for you?
It wasn't that good.
Absinthe does not taste good, but it's not about the way it tastes.
Yeah, it tastes like licorice, which some people like, but most people I would say don't anymore. It's a very old-fashioned thing to like, but I wanted the experience. Like, I actually knew more about absinthe from my art history lessons than I did like anything else.
Well, first off, how much absinthe are we talking about? Like, did you take like a sip? Did you take a shot? Did you have a drink mixed with it? Like, what's?
So I guess that you've had it before.
Yes. For those who don't know, by the way, absinthe is not just like a drink. It's a drink mixed with like hallucinogenics. So you get like straight up mushrooms and stuff in there. It depends on like what type of absinthe you're having, but.
So that's kind of like the stereotype of absinthe. That's actually why it was banned in the United States for so long.
It's really alcoholic too. Like, by the way, if you don't like the taste of alcohol, this thing is like pure alcohol. You're drinking rubbing alcohol is what you're doing.
Yeah, I actually had someone just explain, it all to me, and he was very helpful. But I just knew it because in the 20s, basically during the new art movement, they would drink it as well as take like opiates. And that would, cause them to have experiences that would help their art or then some. It actually got banned. So it only got recently unbanned in America in 2006 or something like that. Okay. So I had a funny little thing where I was like talking to Fear Dragon, and I was like, Fear Dragon, try this with me. And he was like, okay, maybe. What is it? And I was like, oh, something that was banned in the United States. And he just looked at me and he was like, no. No,
what's wrong with you? I'm a responsible adult. You would come to me.
It's not banned anymore, man. But
so wait, hang on. Back up before you hear the follow up to this story. I just want to let people know vetoes are finishing up. We'll get the game going in a moment. But was this like at a bar? Did you guys just like find a back alley?
Bar. No, we had to.
I'm trying to imagine you're in this back alley with absinthe in a paper bag, talking to Fear Dragon, and he's just like, "No, this is sketch as fuck. What's wrong with you?"
Yeah. So yeah, it's not actually like there's like a lot of reasons as to why it's like green and whatnot, but it's not actually like when you get absinthe at a bar, like it's up to you to mix it with like hallucinogenics. Like you're not gonna freak out if you have absinthe, but it is a very high alcohol quality.
Yeah.
And there's like a certain way to make it. So it was really cool. It was like one of them,
so
an actual absinthe glass.
the brand I had was distilled with mushrooms or something. I can't remember. This was a lot. This is like high school when I'm like stupid kid type thing. So what I drank was kind of nuts, but
Okay,
go
yeah,
on.
so that's what they were doing back in the day. So it came with an absinthe glass, which actually like a specific type of glass, and it had little like thing, the spoon type thing on top. And what you do is you put the absinthe in, like you know a certain amount because it's so high proof, and then you would put a sugar cube on it, and then you would let water trickle down, so it became like kind of a good glass size, you know, but it was still very strong.
There's a guy out there, by the way, just a side note. I think his name's like Dennis Zoppi or something. He's like this crazy Italian bartender. He mixes all kinds of crazy shit, and this is something you can actually see if you want to go look that up.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
so
we're going
I
to
tried
the
it. And,
Korean server?
yeah, I guess it's Bistork's probably in China.
Oh yeah, he says he's in Shanghai, and NoRegreT's on.
I'm
So.
sexy.
Oh,
Thank you for the pie in the face, appropriately timed for the pie face video talk. So, thank you, Solidus Dub.
but was I like having the experience of something if I don't end up liking it, so it was worth. Plus, you
So
know,
I'm gonna question that because I know I've asked you to try some things that you very much said no, thank you to.
Well, you're talking about weed.
Yeah, I guess because that sounds rather ambiguous when I say it like that. I'm not like offering Zombie fucking cocaine on the side of like TwitchCon type thing. Like,
That just doesn't smell so much, right? But like, I didn't hate licorice taste that much to be like, oh,
okay,
shit,
so
it's licorice, like,
let's
touching it.
fast forward the boys. What happened? Did you get super wasted? What was the deal? What
No,
happened?
no. I had about half of it. I took like 2 sips, and then I just kind of forced myself to have more because I felt bad for like making this guy, or having this guy buy it for me, and then not drinking it. So, I just gave up on it eventually, and then I like just had the other drinks they had because it's a game bar, so they had a couple of special drinks like Zarya's Sunset and Mutation Complete, which are both delicious, by the way.
Mutation complete. I like that. It's straight up like Abathur.
Yeah, they put like a little Zerg icon on it.
By the way, there's some people working on the floors. So, for example, can you hear that saw going?
Yeah, I did.
Great. I may have to mute myself for this game if that's gonna persist.
Okay.
Anyways, sorry to interrupt.
We're almost ready to go in the first game, Kingsley Dong Station. But last point is that I made Sasha, Scarlet, try it with me. She was not a fan either. Or the other 2 people I made try it.
Man, this was such a boring story. I really thought this was gonna be something really cool and fun. Like you did crazy stuff.
Nope. I really did not get turned at all. 3 drinks, including the absinthe, I didn't even drink all of because it was not my drink.
I'm glad you're being more responsible at least, because for those who don't know, Zombie Grove has a bad history of drinking.
Yeah, I've never wanted to get that close since Austin, so I've actually been super responsible the last 3 events. Excuse you.
Nice.
I have taken care
proud.
of other people.
Yeah, you helped me stumble home from Twitch after party that one time, and
yeah,
that was.
I learned my lesson.
I remember just being so worried about like we were walking past this group of people. I won't say who, but they were important people, and I'm like, oh crap, they're gonna like see me wasted. They'll see us together. They'll think all these terrible things, and we get up to them, and they're totally just smoking weed.
Yeah, it's like, yep, I'm not.
Like, oh, okay, I'm not worried
about
anymore. Don't care. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, enough about our antics outside of gaming, streaming, and whatnot. We are getting into game number 1 on the Korean server. Bottom right side of the map, we got the blue Zerg player, NoRegreT, in the losers bracket.
In the top left, as the pink Protoss, he is Bistork.
By the way, there's some really cool fun facts coming in chat about Absinthe. I mean, I've never really looked into it, but apparently like a lot of the hallucinogenic side effects were just like impurities from like the way it was made and the shitty quality of like the bathtubs and stuff it was stored in. Not that they injected it with a bunch of crazy stuff.
I just know that there was like a multiple reasons as to why it was known for being so bad and why it was actually banned was because like it was the same time around opiates and when that was banned. And yeah, there's like it's actually kind of hard to make really good absinthe, and if you don't, then it's trippy. I was also warned specifically not to do weed that night, by the way, after I drank the absinthe, because apparently the rumor was that someone killed someone after doing both.
I love the do the weed. I didn't take any of the drug while I was there.
Did I say any weed? I really I don't remember saying the weed.
No, it's just the fact that you don't do weed. Okay, like, this is the problem we're having here. That's this.
Not to do any weed.
Yes.
I don't think that's a terrible thing to say. It's not like saying.
I'd say it's equivalent to using the Google to look for something.
No, I don't think it is. If I said do
All
no
right.
weed, it would
Vape,
be.
Vape Nation in chat, the 420 Blazits. Is it totally weird that she said it like that? I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a little bit weird.
Okay.
But anyways, hopefully, again, that sound won't be too loud. If it is, just let me know, and I can just hand the cast over to NoRegreT solo. I will say, guys, really quick, though, I'm a little bit worried that we are on the Korean server. For those who haven't been keeping up with a lot of the Elima League casts, we've had some troubles with myself streaming on the Korean server these most recent couple of weeks. And we don't know why, either. Just Blizzard things, I guess. Anyways, it is Korea. Bistork's currently in Shanghai. NoRegreT's in Korea himself, so it's a little bit easier to play than on North America. Abden was willing to accommodate. Wonder if this goes on to fight against Husheng, but NoRegreT is getting pretty, we'll say, dedicated with his attacks. I'm actually curious. I think this is just going to be for lifting units up. I don't think this will be for fast upgrades or weird +1 range weapons.
Well, he just saw Scarlet do 3-0 Protoss, so he's thinking along the same lines here. Just get the cheese over and done with.
Well, if he was, then he'd be like, okay, cool, there's no wall. I should have just, ran in faster and sooner. And this is a little unfortunate. He's going to sacrifice the Lings to kill the pylon, but it's going to be absolutely worth it. Stalls out the Adept, delays the gateway tag, or the warp gate tag, and actually forces probes to get pulled. There's a lot more Lings coming where this came from, too, and this wall is not secure in the slightest. In fact,
not yet.
Overcharge is going to pop off and buy a little bit more time, but that pylon, okay, it repowers some of the gateways, but it still isn't really that solid of a wall because NoRegreT is once again going to be able to lift up and go to the main. So a little bit of copycat tactics to Senpai.
Corona boosted a warp gate that wasn't actually researching, but okay, it's going to now.
Lings into the main, pulse around on the Adept. Mothership Core looking for a bit of damage too. No pylons to overcharge nearby, and Mike on top of that Stalker as well. That overcharge, though, is going to be up in about 20 seconds, but can he live for 20 seconds? And it's not looking like that'll be a yes.
Yeah, the option of letting more Lings
surround on the Adept. Surround on the Adept.
Have to go down. Get it. Get the command score, why not?
I mean, you can really go for it if it wants. I like the idea of just opening the pylon, though, because it opens the doorway for more Lings to get in. Probe's getting pulled, and once again, we're watching a Protoss player struggle against these Lings, where this just feels to me like such a... It's an afterthought. We don't see a lot of the players we cast regularly fall to this, but for whatever reason, these North American Protoss are struggling against combination Scarlet and NoRegreT doing moves like this.
Yeah, this is probably the worst run of luck for the Protosses I've seen against early Ling attacks like this.
It's so dumb, and I was making a joke earlier, but this is where you actually consider something inconceivable like cannons. You're just like, okay, maybe that's worth it. But, who was it? Was it Gung Fu Banda was trying to do cannon rushes in some qualifiers too, so it's not actually so unconceivable. Inconceivable, whatever. We're going to hop up to a small commercial break though, guys, because we did have a lot of downtime before this game started, so stick around. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Alright, folks, we're back. Getting a little bit early. Sorry about that. It took a few seconds to figure out how to do that with the new overlays, but we are getting into game number 2. Got started a bit sooner than expected, actually. So, spawning here on the bottom right side of Frost, we got the pink Protoss. It's Bistork.
In the top left, as the red Zerg, he's NoRegreT.
Maybe it's Bistork, like a bistro.
Bistork.
In fact, his name's almost like Bistro K.
Almost.
Bistro killer.
Not quite, no.
He hates people who eat at bistros, so he kills them all. That's why I picked Protoss.
Yeah, sure. Irish chef.
Irish chef can make some special dishes.
Skype's doing that thing again.
Excellent. I'll hang up and call you back. Excuse me.
Hello.
Boy howdy, welcome back, Zombie Grub. Haven't seen you for a hot minute. How you doing, girl?
Well, you sound a lot better.
Oh?
Yeah. You're very clear now, as opposed to before when it was like terrible quality and I could only hear every other word.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Well, I was just commenting on... I don't remember, actually, so there you go.
Irish chef, I believe.
Maybe I injected too many weeds before the broadcast, because I don't know what I'm talking about anymore.
I think you did too many weeds.
I did too many. I downloaded and drank one too many weeds.
Anyway.
Is that why it's called Bud Light?
Bud Lights?
Yeah?
Bud?
Yeah, that's the joke, thank you.
Just, making sure everyone gets it.
It's like earlier when I was like, hey, get over here, you gotta hear this joke zombie I've just told. Say it again, it's hilarious.
Yes, exactly.
Alright, 3 hatches we take out on NoRegreT this time. It's a very different game that we saw last time, but when we first saw his first game, we made some jokes about all-ins. A bit of an offhanded comment on the fact that he just used to always and only all-in. In fact, there's many times where, if you guys remember his little short-lived Skype show, the Skype memes, that group of people he'd be in, or otherwise, like, we'd throw those jokes around, like, do you even know what a third base is, and things like that when he's streaming, even just kind of chilling on Discord. I think NoRegreT knows his reputation at this point. And I kind of imagine that's actually not a weakness, but actually a strength, because if you do start playing a lot of macro games when people expect you to play all these all-ins, you can certainly play around their preconceived notion of your playstyle.
Preconceived notion. What a phrase.
Yeah, that being said, it might be a little bit too big of words for some, so my bad.
Too big of words. That was excellent.
I had
Anyway, the thing is that, again, going back to when I brought up earlier, the NoRegreT's just not looking to be like, GSL finalist pro gamer anymore. I think that he has been a lot back to just having fun, and to him, having fun was always being cheesy. Like, he didn't just start out being cheesy because he thought that was the best way to win, although he probably thought it was a good way to win. It's because he had a lot of fun doing it, and then just got better and better. So, yeah, he could probably throw in a macro game, like a really strong macro game, to completely surprise his opponent, but I think he's just gonna, be NoRegreT and actually attack aggressively.
Also, just addressing this real quick, Noman Brain wanted to get his 12-month subscriber partoof. He sent a message earlier, as you're supposed to, but because we've been casting a lot and heavily lately, I was sleeping and I didn't get a chance to reply after I saw it. So I will be sending that form to you after the cast, man. Don't worry. Zangreb doesn't send them out but once a month anyway, so filling out today versus tomorrow really won't make a big impact.
That's true. Actually, well, I was planning on something about next week, but that's actually next month. Oh well. Deal with it.
Yeah! You heard what she had to say.
Yep.
You know why Zangreb's the one in charge of mailing out partoofs, right? I don't know why.
I was smart enough to pre-buy like 100 different envelopes.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, we'll go with that then.
And someone wasn't, and then had to wait like a month because they didn't come.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. My closet is just a FedEx dream right now.
What?
Labels.
Wouldn't
and
a FedEx
coins
dream
and...
be nothing, like an empty storehouse? They don't have to do any work that day.
No, that would be the FedEx employee's dream.
Ah, fair point. FedEx, the
Yeah,
business,
there you
would
go.
love to always be busy. Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Ling's going to dart down here to the south, and that Nexus will get surrounded. I'm not sure if the Mothership Core combined with the Adepts will have the damage to save this. That's a lot of Lings.
Nope.
Yep. Big cancel. And NoRegreT's going to try and pull away from this. He'll bleed out a couple of Lings to the Adepts on the way out, but still, shutting down that third feels good, man.
Mm-hmm. And NoRegreT goes again for the faster +1 missile. This is timing out a little bit better. But still, I think is like it's still unnecessarily fast, unless he's trying to like trick the scout into thinking it's +1 melee. But this looks better anyway. The layer's almost done. The Hydralisk End or the Roachborn will be on the way after. But I still really wonder why he chooses this, because it's not just that he goes for +1 at an odd time. It's done long before he has units to use them. It's also that so many other Zergs are using +1 and getting Lings and Banelings.
Ooh.
To great effect. There's no why he doesn't do it too.
That was actually not a bad set of Baneling connections, despite the fact that there was a really awesome spread afterwards. But NoRegreT pounces on top of this while attacking down here in the south. The Overcharge is going to push off the Overlord, but those are now burned, and these Lings are going to be darting for that Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice catch on the Adepts, though. There is one more Overcharge available. NoRegreT should be able to focus this down if he really wants to get into it.
I think he should. Making a couple Banelings. Yeah, he should get this, no problem now.
Oh, is he going to go for the Nexus, or does he go for the Natural? With those Banelings, he could bust through either of these walls.
I think he's going to go for the third base, but you're right. Okay, well, there's a couple of gateways now, which is going to help out. He maybe should choose a different target now.
No, it's going to go for the... This is clever. He goes for the pylon because it really is the only thing dealing damage. These links can surround and kill the rest of the adepts. Not a problem. Mothership, of course, almost got another overcharge. New overcharge goes down to the pylon, far and far away from these links. Maybe mistakes made out of NoRegreT, but maybe not. He's got a full surround on that pylon after all. The adept is the... Actually, the adept's dying way slower than the pylon is, but NoRegreT's lost all of his links for the attack.
Yeah, this isn't as effective, and a lot of that had to do with the gateways, I think. If it's just the adept and the 2 pylons, the banelings crash in, 2 damage too quickly, everything's fine. But having to actually run around and get through and pinpoint accuracy with the where you use your banelings, it all complicated things, basically. So now NoRegreT has a couple of awkward overlords that were definitely rallied.
Yeah, can we not give this away for free? I mean, he's got 1,100 minerals in the bank, but...
Yeah. But the fact that, you know, he lost his lings, he lost the banelings, of course, was unable to kill the 3rd base is now a huge deal. I assume that he would at least be able to deny the 3rd base for a little while, but Bistork ended up holding that pretty damn well. And the next step of the game is pretty much, it's occurring right now. I still would give NoRegreT a bit of a lead, a bit faster upgrades. This isn't terrible, but, you know, if it was +1 melee, it would be a lot better.
Yeah, I don't like the sloppy giveaway of units here, but I do like what he's got coming up next. Like, he invests in that +1 range once again. He's got Hydras. He's moving towards a Lurker Den. All signs point to him taking a pretty good game, kind of akin to what we saw versus with Scarlet doing earlier. But the control is just not the same, and there's been a lot of sacrifices that have been unnecessary.
Yes. I know NoRegreT on 4 bases, although not the perfect amount of drones. Now getting up to a really good amount of drones. So 4 bases to move around in saturation and whatnot. He is definitely in that position of where the Zerg wants to be, where you are, you know, being aggressive, you're trading out units, but you can remake them, and you can make them fast enough too before Bistork can really take control back. Now, honestly, looking at Bistork's composition and his production, I don't think he's going to go up against Lurkers very well at all. He didn't go for a double robo.
He doesn't have any detection. So, you know, there's going to be that.
Yes, that is, of course, the first complicated issue. But even if there was, he would need a really baller concave, and even that wouldn't really be enough. Because one of the issues about using just adepts against lurkers is that they don't kill them that quickly. Unlike, you know, 7 immortals, which would kill them super quickly.
Man, the fact that people are talking about AOL in chat, I really don't care about what the context is. Just seeing AOL in chat is making me feel very anxious. I'm checking around, like, where's my CD? I gotta install the free trial. Gotta use that internet for free.
I used that AOL sound when I was playing Brood War, because that's just what it reminded me of, waiting in lobbies forever. Anyway, the Adept actually surprised NoRegreT, which is why it's getting damage
They're
done.
gonna transfer away, though, and abandon the Immortal.
Well, first a lot of them die. But still, there's so many more that it is going to do more economic damage, kill a lot of drones. But he's going to give away all of his army for it, and he still needs to get that immortal count higher.
You know what really just bothers me about Zerg? This grinds my gears, if you will.
What?
How selfish some of the units are. For example, Infestors. No, we'll back this up. Lurkers and Swarm Hosts. They don't need to research Burrow, they just know how to do it. Instead of showing the other Zerg, they're just like, no, this is our power. Stay away. All mine. So none of these drones can burrow because nobody taught them how to dig into the ground. Then you get the Infestor, who has built-in tunneling claws, won't share that with the roaches. So even though everybody can burrow, only one of us is allowed to move? That's not fair. I'm just saying, Zerg is such a selfish race.
It really doesn't make any sense either, because there's supposed to be like a hive mind.
Right? Thank you. Ugh.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Okay, so NoRegreT, let's actually assess this seriously for a moment. He lost the base and he lost a lot of workers. That totally sucked. In fact, Bistork has killed 40 drones this game. That being said, the attack coming is going to be... There's still no detection. There's no observers. There's a couple of cannons down here, excuse me. The first observer finally gets popped out as I'm saying this, but the detection rate is going to be not very high, and I feel like these lurkers should just have no problem running rampant over the base. Spikes come out,
no.
Zealots get shredded, the
Zealots,
Archon
please.
pops away and just disappears into a ball of energy.
He's not going to find a good enough position with enough of these. Like, he has too many charges. He actually would do better with like Immortals, but now he's just not going to have any good position whatsoever with any units. The Lurkers are too complicated to get on top of.
Yeah, just listen to pour those bags of sand out as they attack and absolutely softly demolish the base. It's just not as bad as it used to be, but it's still a pretty soft sound for how devastating these spikes should be. Like, it really should be like chunk, 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 chunk.
I mean, Bistork is finally getting a better looking composition, upgrades, charge, more mortals, but he really is too lopsided with his composition. There's so many charge lots and only now 4 immortals. The charge lots in a perfect world could fill the lanes, and then the mortals left over with only the lurkers, which is kind of happening right now.
Yeah, the observer. It does get sniped though. There we go. As you say, the Hydras were really reaching for it. That's why the overseers were way off to the side like that. And once again, the problem of no detection. This was depowered, by the way, so he's only got one gateway or one robo to work off of, and it's just not enough. GG's get called, and NoRegreT will take the series 2-0, and I believe advance on to the finals.
Correct. I think that was best of 3.
Yeah. We weren't told otherwise, so I'm going to assume that's the case. Either way, commercial break coming at you guys while we figure out what's going on next. I think we're going back to the North American server to have Hu Shang fight up against NoRegreT, but we'll confirm that after the break. So we'll see you soon.